the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I am thankful to Allah for His love and mercy, His guidance He has given to us through His prophets and messengers, Moses with the Torah, Jesus with the Gospel, Muhammad ibn Abdullah with the Holy Quran. But I can never thank Allah enough for His intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, the great Mahdi and teacher of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I come before you this evening as a student and representative of their anointed, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet all of you in the peace in the original language of our fathers and mothers. Assalamu alaikum. I want to, first of all, thank the Muslim women of Muhammad Mosque number 15 under the leadership of Sister Charlene Muhammad for this idea. Thank you so much. And I also want to thank the Vanguard and the Junior MGT for their obvious manifest support here this evening. I want to thank everyone, yes, all praises due to Allah, everyone who has participated in the program so far this evening. Our MC, our Master of Ceremonies, Brother Pat Muhammad, who is always a great source of energy for us and just lights up a room when he comes into it. And I was blessed to get in on the very end of Reverend Osborne's wonderful and timely statement tonight. I want to thank him as well. All praises to Allah. Our regional Vanguard Captain, Lashonda Muhammad, for her wonderful testimony about the mother of the nation, Mother Farrakhan Muhammad. Our beloved sister, who's also an officer in the Vanguard, Sister Lalita Muhammad, who gave us a wonderful, wonderful testimony of the wife of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mother Tinetta. Thank you, Sister Lalita. And we are always honored to have in our midst our beautiful sister, Sister Medina Farrakhan is with us. She's graced us with her presence, and we thank her for her support of the minister. And also, I'm just always overwhelmed by Minister Cassandra and her powerful words, and I'm going to try very hard to live up to what she said. I want to thank also all of the believers, the laborers, the guests, the friends, sponsors. I see brothers and sisters. I think Minister James is here from Knoxville, Tennessee. We want to thank you and the believers, the sisters, for coming in here. Your table is beautiful. Sister Captain Felicia from Chattanooga is here. I see other believers who have come in, and I thank all of you. It's just wonderful to see everyone here this evening. And all of the sisters who are helping with the service and the staff here who's catering, all of you, we are just grateful. I just returned with my husband, Brother Darius. We drove 16 hours this weekend. We went to Columbus, Ohio, which is the place of my birth. I participated in the first annual Spirit Teachers Conference there, and I held a seminar on Friday, and I attended the keynote lecture, which was delivered by the Reverend Dr. Barbara King yesterday. It was a very beautiful event, and she said some words that I really needed to hear. And it was followed today, in terms of the strength that I personally needed, it was followed today by the music, the voice of Sister Colette Robinson. And I just told her before she left that she's an angel. God just sent her, because what she was singing to us, sisters, I know I needed to hear that. It was awesome. It was awesome. And so we drove up because I was taught by Minister Farrakhan not to get in God's way when He's working. Right. And Brother Darius and I, we're not spooky, scared people, but when we were scheduled to depart on Thursday, as you will recall, it looked like midnight at 11 o'clock in the morning. So he had some work he had to do, And we did not want to get in his way, so we were not going to tamper with the skies. So we got on the road, and the way my husband and brother Eric handled that road, we may as well have flown as quickly as we got there. And we got up this morning and hoofed it and got right back. I thank all the regional laborers, too, for being here. I see everyone is here. And I am going to do something sort of different tonight. I'm going to share with you a lecture that I'm really still in the process of studying, because even to me it's not fully clear. But sometimes you feel the spirit of Allah pressing you to get a message out, whether you are prepared to deliver it or not. And it's really your fault, and in this case my fault, that I'm not prepared. But this is what he is pressing me to talk on, because I want to share with you that last week Minister Farrakhan sent me a document in the mail that he is preparing for you. And whenever that happens, it always helps me spiritually, because it returns me to an awareness of why we're even doing what we're doing. Because sometimes we get so caught up in the third dimensional expression of the work that we forget that Allah, God, is the only reality. And all of us are a link, an infinitely long chain. And we have a purpose for being here. And as I was blessed to go over his words, which are so profound, it restored to me the determination to continue on what is an extremely difficult path. He warned me when this was put on me, this position, that it would be inexpressibly difficult. But even with him telling me, I just couldn't get ready for this. And it brought to mind what he said, that if Allah were to tell you in advance, oftentimes, of trials that he's going to put you through, you would not do it. You would not agree to do it. So fortunately, I did not. But when the minister makes a request of me, to me the only thing is we hear and obey. But I was inspired to begin what will be, I think, a series, which will be partly verbal, but I want to do some on this. And I entitled this "The Ministry of Farrakhan Muhammad and Its Impact on the Female in the New Millennium." I was reading a book where a female writer was testifying about the work of Jesus Christ. And she said that one of the traits of Jesus was that he introduced a new unit of measurement into the world. When Minister Farrakhan appointed me as the first female minister in the Islamic world to take charge of a mosque, he stated that in doing that, he was ushering in a new rulership. And this is what I want to stress tonight to my sisters, daughters, and the men who are in this room, who are men who are exquisitely conscious. Because only a certain type of black man would even be with us tonight, sisters, to help us celebrate our freedom. And we thank the men who are here. But Minister Farrakhan, I believe, is the Jesus of the millennium. Because Minister Farrakhan, if you are willing to study his life and his work, you will have to bear witness, beloved, that he has introduced a new unit of measurement to the world, and especially in terms of the female. There is going to have to be, and I really see clearly now how important this is, not only the elimination of racism, but I think that another monster that is even dying a harder death, sexism. And if there is going to be a hereafter, a paradise, a life of joy for the earth, we cannot have it, beloved, until we completely eradicate not only racism and classism, but we must eliminate this sick view of the female that she is an inferior or lesser being. And that has to happen first in religion so that it can happen in economics and then in government. Because we live in a society where women, sadly, are valued by their parents. And this cannot continue. We all know that a source of our problem on this earth is the ignorance of the masses to the suggestive power of beauty. We hear this, but we don't really practice this. But it is true that if you believe that you can do something, it will tend to come true. Believe you cannot, and that will come true. The same holds true for things that you have decided have to happen. This bad thing is going to happen to me, and so it does. We hold on to the belief, I don't have a good memory. I don't have a good marriage. I don't have a good life. Black people will never come together. If we believe this, we're going to prove right. But if we believe the opposite, we will be right. The world is full of evidence that we do have the power to influence our own behavior. And if we are going to bring in a new order, beloved, we are going to have to change. And that is easier said than done. Religion. And you know, I have mentioned this before, a lot of times in interviews, people ask, what is the role of the woman in Islam? And I have to ask the question, what is the role of the woman in Christianity? Dr. Barbara King said yesterday that when she was 13 years old, God called her to the ministry. And she went to her minister in her church, a Baptist church. And she told the minister, I want to preach the word of God. He said, oh no, you can't do that because Baptists don't believe in having women in the pulpit. And she spent the next 20 years or so circulating around her call. And finally, she said she had a meeting with Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman, her mentor, in Chicago, Illinois. And Reverend Coleman said, who's stopping you from being a minister other than yourself? And that is when she stood up and decided that she was going to go ahead. Just as Reverend Osborne told us earlier, yes, we have suffered inexplicable pain and suffering at the hands of Caucasian people. But the question is, what are we going to do for ourselves? And that is the same challenge, sisters, that we face at the Millennium, is what are we going to do now that Minister Farrakhan and a very small number of enlightened men on this planet have opened the way for us to do. Religion is the science of evolving from an animal state to God. A science. Science comes from the Latin word sire, which means to know. And it denotes a system of knowledge. It confirms and certifies that knowledge has taken place. In other words, science means you know that you know. And so a major key in science, scholars tell us, is the factor of experience and experimentation. The Holy Quran refers to us as believers. The Bible refers to us as believers. Why? Because belief only exist in the absence of knowledge. And we are being called upon in the millennium to leave this state of belief and enter into the world of certainty. And the only way we're going to do that is to experience and experiment with what we say we believe. That's right. In other words, we've got to get here and walk on water, which is the knowledge of God. That means we are going to have to atone. Women are the target of religion as it is taught today. There is nothing in Scripture, there's nothing in the Bible, nothing in the Holy Quran that justifies the way women have been treated, held back in religion. And it is the absence of the female from preaching the gospel and shepherding the flock that has crippled this planet. And until the woman is allowed to exert her creative ability, we will remain in this condition. Those of you who are familiar, and it's a public document, with Muhammad Mas Provisional Constitution, that's the law of operation that governs the Nation of Islam. In there is an article that reads, no woman will be prevented from rising as high as her God-given talents allow her. And to impede a woman from rising as high as her God-given rights allow her is actually considered an act of treason against the Nation of Islam. I want you to hear me well. That today, if we don't change, and change means grow. By change, I mean we must accept the reality that the woman is free. And failure to accept that, we will pay for that failure with our lives. Because God is determined that the woman is going to go out and represent the fact that he is a reality. And all praise is due to God. Minister Farrakhan has guided us to an awakened state. We are now receptive to divine law. And as Minister Cassandra pointed out, we have two wombs. We have the physical womb, which is divine power. The power to carry life inside your body. Then to bring that life forth and feed it from your body. For your thoughts to form the food for that unborn life. As the brain of that child is forming, male and female. The child's brain is forming from your thoughts and feelings about yourself. So only an idiot say that a woman does not need knowledge. Only an idiot, an enemy to freedom, justice, and equality would try to stop a woman from teaching the Word of God. Not only that, we must do everything in our power to facilitate any and every woman that stands up to represent freedom, justice, and equality today. And all praise is due to for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, beloved, properly understood, religion is really a process of initiation. Religion is not, we sometimes confuse religion with spirituality. See, you are born with the essence of God in you. Nobody can confer that on you or present that to you in a certificate. You are born with that. And no one can take that from you. All they can do is deceive you into thinking that you are not powerful. And so religion is if it's properly handled, it is a developmental process to perfection by the progressive awakening of the mental and spiritual faculties of that individual. In other words, we know from Bible and Quran that the Creator created man, which means, the word man means male and female. It encompasses that. He made man in the image or likeness of himself. In other words, the human being has the same faculties that the Creator has. It's just that we have lesser scope. You are a God, but He is the supreme God. So you and I have His faculties, but we have a finite range. He keeps us in check. But we have reached a point now, beloved, where we need to know God personally, each of individually. The actual presence, I submit to you this evening, of women in the pulpit, women at the podium, actually means we're at the end of preaching as you know it. We don't have a lot more years of people coming up to rostrums and preaching. You will go to your mosque or your synagogue or your church for worship. And you may hear, we call it in Islam, the Jummah prayer, which is a congregational prayer. You may hear the khutbah from your imam. You will get words of inspiration. But the days of you getting dictates from some self-appointed crazy person, some insecure individual using a microphone to vent, appealing to your need to be entertained. That's over with. Because Allah has sent His messenger. We are conscious. We, black people in America, we can't lie and say we don't know the truth. And Jesus said 2,000 years ago, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. See, as Sister Kassina pointed out to us, men are the carriers of ideas. Sperm is the physical manifestation of the chemical brain power in man to vision that which has never been seen. So it takes that male or active force to think it up. But it takes the female or receiving force to make it happen. So when he introduced a new rulership by appointing a woman over a mosque, what Minister Farrakhan was saying to the world is that it's time to stop acting and to start doing. In other words, once that sperm is planted in that fertile ovum, it's no more talking and I love you, baby, and we gonna. It's in progress now, and all you have to do is step back and wait. And she takes over, brother, doesn't she? You don't even go anything else. Maybe go out and buy some stuffed bears at the end. Run around and call everybody. We did it. Yeah, me and my wife, yeah, we had the baby yesterday. It was rough. It was rough for a minute, but we made it. But brother, you know, once you plant that idea, that seed, she goes all the way to death's doorstep. And then brings you back a reflection of yourself. So if you do that with the flesh, don't you realize that what she does with the flesh is a manifestation of what she's going to do for you on the spiritual and mental plane? Just But she gives you power. She gives you biological power by producing children who, if you handle them right, they will be your immortality. But she also is your door to power in business, in government, in politics. When you release her creative abilities by stepping back and letting her do what God has made her to do. That's why I think Allah married to a man that is sensitive and brilliant and has the vision, because his mother is a strong black woman from Mississippi who raised 5 sons. And every single one of them is married and is a provider for his family. She had she went just through elementary school. But she refused to let her family live in the projects. Worked and got them in a house. Put those young men on a curfew. Told those brothers, I'm not going to have you have a bunch of girlfriends. You have one woman in here at a time. You don't have 9 and 10 women coming through here and I don't know who they are. I'm saying this to you, sisters. We complain about the condition of our men. Every man that we complain about came here through the womb of a woman and was taught first by a female. So who shapes the man's view of us but us? So we cannot be afraid to rear our sons properly and make men who will be suitable husbands for these generations of children, young girls who are growing up. Now, beloved, when I say that we're at the end of the talking, this is why God had to make himself known in person. Why this personified approach? It is because we as black people in slavery really lost the ability to even comprehend who we are. And so Master Ava Muhammad had to come and face the Honorable Ava Muhammad and share with him a program of orientation of black people that would separate us from this culture mentally. And so everyone who hears teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when you first hear it, it's shocking. Everything about it is diametrically opposed to everything you've ever heard, seen, felt, tasted, or touched. Another word for it is shock therapy. You are told everything you ever heard is a lie. And you are immediately placed on a completely revolutionary diet plan that your whole body goes to war with initially. And you are told to let go of everything that brought you pleasure in this society. In other words, you are debriefed. Because we are being prepared to bring in a new world order. So, beloved, I'm not going to be long, but I want to say this about a new year of measurement introduced by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And my appointment, as all of you know, is just one of numerous things that this one man has done to go against the grain of so-called mainstream society. But the most important thing a real leader can do is change units of measurement. So you're not really a leader when you balance the ability to bow down to God. We have got to end a culture where women are measured in terms of their looks only.
That's right.
The whole idea of a beauty pageant if we could step back from it and like visit here from another planet or another time, the whole idea of beauty pageants is so bizarre and freakish when you really analyze what it's all about. I was so devastated and mentally shocked by what was made known about the little baby girl, Jean Benet Ramsey. When I kept seeing photo after photo of this 6-year-old baby being made to dress in seductive garments. They bleached her hair blonde, put extensions in her hair, made her do leg exercises to develop her calf muscles, had her wearing ostrich feathers. And then they're shocked that some sick freak right in her own family, because there wasn't anybody else in Boulder, Colorado. You couldn't pretend it was a black man that time, like you tried to do in North Carolina. That place is so white they couldn't even fake it. Ain't no black people around that neighborhood. No footprints in the snow. It was mom and dad and brother. Take your pick. And or. But my point is this. What message are you sending to children when you have a contest with a panel of judges sitting there rating women on makeup, body shape, and various states of undress, and then rate them by tenths of a point? There goes Miss Hawaii. Bill, I'm going to give her a 9.6. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Miss Oregon. Miss Oregon is 22 years old. She's 5, 10 and a half. She measures 38, 21, 36. It's pretty sick. Now think over this. And people are sitting there, turn around. Then when Vanessa Williams, when they find some nude pictures, oh, get rid of her. You got people out modeling in thong bathing suits. But the first black woman that wins it, you want to get rid of her and disqualify her. The whole thing is sick and sadistic. And this is why you have 10 and 11-year-old girls going on diets. Passing out in class. Little young sisters now wearing contact lenses, putting fake mold on their face. Being obsessed with this and rejecting who they are. Now, all of the infomercials I have seen on television of ways to get rid of wrinkles, and they got this thing now, they have a mask. I don't know if you've seen this. They have a mask that looks like Friday the 13th. You know, you remember Jason and they... Well, they have this mask that you put on, you plug it in, it's got little electrodes. You plug it in and you sit, and it looks just like that homicidal maniac. And you sit and read a book while these things shoot electrical impulses into your muscles and give you a facelift. Of all of the infomercials I've seen, and they last for hours, you can flip it and go out, come back home, and that same commercial is still on. And this group of women are still talking about, yes, I'm 60, and now I look 48. I was so unhappy because my face was sagging. And after 9 weeks, my neck cleared up and everything, and this goes on and on. There's not a man anywhere to be seen. Here's poor Princess Diana bulimic, trying to lose weight. Here's Prince Charles walking around looking like, how they do, not even thinking about having his ears pinned back. Because I'm the man. I'm the prince. I'm going to be the king. Measured by money. And that's just as wrong. Did you meet Joe? Well, he's nice, but did you see his car? He drives a Taurus. I couldn't possibly go out with him. So what I am saying here tonight, beloved, is that Minister Farrakhan has introduced to us a new unit of measurement. The measurement is not how you look or how much you have in your pocket. And please don't take that to mean we should not seek to look our best, male and female, or that we should not seek to be economically and financially secure and independent. But we cannot treat one another as though there's nothing more pathetic than seeing human beings gather around a person because they got on a pair of shoes. Oh, man, look at that Armani suit that he got on. And everybody's gravitating around this man or this woman because she's got long hair or she's got a shape. Or she's got on a $9,000 designer gown and so we rush to her. We have become sick. Yes. And now, because we are so obsessed with third-dimensional measurements that we look in the mirror and we're devastated. Everyone in this room is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with how you look. There's something wrong with your state of mind. That's what's wrong with you. Because when Allah created you, He did not have a bad day. He made your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your height, your face, your color, and everything about you in accordance with His concept of what is beautiful. And who knows better than the creator of the heavens and the earth what is beautiful? They say that the best-selling movies are action movies. Action movies sell more at the box office both here and overseas. So as a result of that, you have numerous movies that come out, not only monthly, but weekly, where people are maimed, murdered. There is a video game out that allows the winner to tear the heart out of the victim on the computer. Allows you to pull the spinal cord out of your victim. And so that is Columbine. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. There's nothing rare about it. It is actually becoming the norm. Because you cannot escape this deviant culture by moving to a certain neighborhood. And even black people had to learn tragically in the Columbine massacre that pulling your children from among their own people and making your children have to suffer being the only black face in a white racist environment, not only does it not solve the problem, it subjects your child to danger and possibly death. Because the young man that was shot to death actually warned his parents, and his sister did. They went home and they said, Mom, Dad, they're calling us niggers. They're drawing swastikas on the walls in the bathroom. We are suffering at school. And the parents said, look, this is just something I have to deal with. We got to pledge tonight that we are not going to say to our children, this is something you have to deal with. And mothers, that is our responsibility as well as our fathers. But it is important that we insist, we demand that our children be given a safe environment. What is the good of raising a young man to the age of 22, making him a man of good character, where he will go out and be self-sufficient, only for him to be shot 41 times while he's turning the key to the door to go in his own house? Why have a baby and rearing and sacrifice and suffer and know the joys and the agony of being his mother and father, only for him to be gunned down in the back by some animals? We have a duty to change this environment and make it safe for our children. And the only way to do that is to stand up with and back the man who is introducing a new unit of measurement, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, beloved, I thank each and every one of you. You're beautiful to look at. You're so attentive and so kind. And I thank you on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and on behalf of Muhammad Mosque number 15, to each and every one of you for taking the time out on this day that the country calls Mother's Day and making it special for your mother. But let us commit ourselves that every day is going to be a day that we honor our fathers and mothers. So may Allah bless all of you with a peaceful evening and a happy and productive life as I leave you in the words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.